Hi folks, I'm Brian Kane and welcome back to the pole barn of bad decisions and broken dreams where the coffee's always hot. Nope, still not hot. Can't figure out why it's not hot, but we'll figure it out someday. We can move on. Hi folks, Brian from the pole barn of bad decisions and broken dreams where the coffee's always hot. Not so much. Well, we've got some exciting news here in the pole barn of bad decisions and broken dreams. We're going to be taking a ride to Dysart, Iowa to visit 12-volt Tom. Tom has finished our straight six 250 engine. So sit back, ride along with us, and check out Tom's shop. We loaded up the F-150 with a big cup of coffee on a foggy Monday morning to set out for 12-volt Tom's shop in Dysart, Iowa. I would later find out that the almost 7-hour drive would take quite a bit longer because of the fog, ice, snow, and rain. There were also some interesting dirt and gravel roads that we had to travel down to make it to the shop. Although the camera doesn't show it well, the thick, soupy fog seemed to surround us the whole way to Iowa. The weather was getting colder, and we were starting to hit those patches of rain, snow, and sleet. Here you can see where we started to hit the dicey gravel roads. There was patches of 1-inch thick ice peppered all over the roads with sporadic spots of gravel that had melted the ice away. This is where we engaged the slippery road option of the F-150 and dropped into 4-wheel drive automatic to keep the truck from sliding all over the road and fishtailing off into the side of the ditch. I'm not sure how Tom found this property, but Google Maps sent me down about 20 miles of this. I would later find out that I could have taken paved roads all the way to about 1 mile of gravel roads. Thanks, Google Maps. I apologize if you hear a little barking in the background. That's just Alfred Pennyworth and El Gato Jorge Cachemire, George Paisley, the cat, guarding the backyard. When I took a left-hand turn and saw this sign, this is where it started to get really interesting. The gravel road became 10% mud, 10% hard pack, and 80% icy, slippery, slimy gravel slip and slide. This is where we had to engage 4-wheel drive high in the F-150. And here is where it really got ugly. Once we hit the sign that said "Do not enter when flooded," I slid off the road on the right side, where that little raised area is, just underneath the sign, and got stuck. At this point, we had to drop into 4-wheel drive low, slippery road mode, and bear claw our way, catwalking on the raised embankment to get out. In this F-150 driving mode, the traction control is controlled by and reduces torque to any spinning wheel and applies it to the wheel that is getting traction. I apologize, but the camera had to go down, and I needed both hands on the wheel to keep going any further into the field. We again got momentarily stuck up ahead where you can see the water flooded over the top of the road. When I arrived at Tom's house and told him what I had been through, he looked at me and said, "Oh, you really shouldn't have gone there." At one point, the FedEx delivery guy stopped by and during my story also looked at me and said, "Oh yeah, you never go down there." I said that may have been some critical information I should have gotten before we started out on this journey, and we all had a good laugh. I imagine years of off-roading in my supercharged Jeep helped me out of this predicament. After this was all over and I picked up the engine, Tom gave me good directions on how to get to the paved roads quickly and where a car wash was. I spent the next hour and a half and $27 spraying mud out of my aluminum wheels. If the mud would have been left there, it would have been like driving down a washboard road the whole 7 hours home. Tom later also asked me to post a video about this adventure because some people don't believe him when he tells them not to go down there. We arrived at Tom's shop and were immediately greeted by Pete, the 12-volt shop guardian. Tom takes great care of Pete, and he is living his best life at the shop. And from what I can tell, he's also the director of quality control. Here's Tom showing off one of his polished valve covers that we purchased for our new engine. We were treated to a shop tour guided by Pete, the Director of Quality Control, and Tom explained the process of rebuilding reconditioned engines and how all of the machines worked, like this particular head machine. Tom's shop was super clean and immaculately organized. Tom and one other employee, and Pete, take care of the whole business where engines are built, parts are sourced, sold, reconditioned, and new product is created and sold, shipped out to customers all over the world. Any small business owner would have to appreciate the hard work, dedication, and time Tom puts into this business. Look at this GMC.
It's hard to see everything until you start studying. It's like, oh, there's crankshafts. Oh, there's blocks. Oh, there's heads. And I just picked up 25 more engines in the last 2 weeks.
You know, when I originally picked up the $40 engine that I got, I thought, well, I'll just take it down and see if he wants it. I'll throw it in the back of the truck.
I give you $150 for it.
Yeah, and then I thought, for $40, why don't I play with it and see what it does?
You get the parts out of it. That's right.
Yeah.
No, I buy them all the time. This is one.
Tom also has an incredible array of NOS Studebaker parts that he's acquired. If you're in the market for Studebaker parts, Tom would be the person to contact. I will add a link to the description for Tom's site. Here's a look at the stock room of all the parts, engines Tom has sourced out to recondition and sell to people rebuilding their vehicles all over the world. Here's a look at the exhaust manifolds that we purchased for our project, and now the whole reason for this adventure, the 1966 Chevy 2 straight six 230 cubic inch displacement engine with a 250 head Tom rebuilt for us. We also picked up a set of side covers and a polished valve cover to round out our project.
Just double check. That's set. I just want to make sure my machine's set. I'm going to turn it loose. That's set. We're ready to go.
So much for the polished.
Yeah, polished. Who needs polish? Right now I've got this jig in here for doing valve covers. So I would do valve covers, but this is a jig for machining my engine stands.
Okay.
So I'm just making this because I have a guy I contract to make the engine stands, and I've told him all along that I can drill the holes in those plates in the CNC. He would have his wife drill the holes, so I can do it more accurately. So we made this jig, and I've made the pieces to match it up to my table now. So the next thing is I got to put it back in and tell it where to drill the holes for the engine plates, and then.
With that, we said our goodbyes to Pete, the quality control manager, and 12-bolt Tom, loaded up the F-150 and headed back down the dirt road with our engine and all of our parts loaded up and ready for us to again begin working on the 1966 Chevy Nova to get it ready for that engine to be installed. I've known Tom now for 2 years and consider it an honor to be called his friend and be able to be a customer of one of his incredible engines. The first coat has been applied, a light coat, and we'll let that kick off and gas off for about 15 minutes, and then we'll start applying our second coat. Hi folks, Brian from the pole barn of bad decisions and broken dreams where the cough... I don't even have any and it's not even hot. It's never hot. But anyways, just wanted to take a second and thank you for stopping in and enjoying the videos. If you have a moment, please like and subscribe. This allows us to upload more videos. I'm really having a wonderful time making these videos for you all. So until next time, thanks and have a good day.